Hello teachers, this is Sherry. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set your Google Forms settings so students can either edit or retake a quiz. The first will allow students to edit their responses and still allow the grades to import into your classroom. Next, we'll look at how to adjust the settings so students will retake a quiz. This will not allow grades to import, but you will be able to see all of their quiz attempts and manually enter a grade. So go to your Google Classroom and click on Classwork. Then click Create and choose Quiz Assignment. Give your assignment a title. And then we're going to click on the Add button to choose a Google form in our Google Drive. I'm going to choose Spiral Review number 3. Now you'll notice down here we have 2 Google Forms and grade importing is turned off. We need to now get rid of this blank quiz because grade importing will not work if you have more than one Google form assigned to an assignment. So make sure that grade importing is on. I can change which class gets this assignment, points, students, give it a due date, give it a topic, and then click on Assign. Now that I've assigned it, I'm going to click on the assignment itself. I'm going to go to View Assignment. And the next thing I'm going to do is actually click right on my Google form because I want to change one setting in here. I want my students to be able to edit their responses after they've taken the quiz so they can take it again. So I'm going to click on the little Edit button in the bottom right-hand corner. And it's going to open my form back in its edit mode. Notice that it says it's collecting email addresses for Gloucester schools, and I can change the setting here, or I can go up to the settings wheel. So I don't need my students to receive a receipt when they take their quiz, so I'm going to uncheck that. I do want to make sure that both of these stay checked. I want to limit to one response because if I do not limit to one response and students can take it more than one time, then the grades will not import in Google Classroom. I do want them, however, to be able to edit after they submit. So I'm going to check this box. Now, since I'm allowing students to edit after submit, I also don't want them to see what the correct answers are if they get any wrong. So I'm going to click up here on the Quizzes tab. I'll scroll down and I'm going to uncheck correct answers. You can decide if you want them to see what they missed. It won't give them the answer. We'll just tell them if they got it right or wrong and what the point answers or point values are. And then click Save. Because we have set this up so students can only take the quiz one time but can edit their responses, when after they've taken it the first time and they click on it again, it will bring up a page that says that they cannot take the quiz again, but there will be an edit after submit link. And they can click that and edit their responses. When you are back in Classroom, you will click Import Grades and click on Import. And it will import the grades. No one has taken this one yet, but it will import the grades and it will show the last import of grades the last time they took the quiz. So I'm going to go back to my classroom and I'm going to show you what that looks like for one of mine, where I had these same exact settings. So I imported the grades and you could see that the grades here are the last time they responded. If I open up this Google form, I have turned off collecting responses for this one. So I'm going to turn that back on. And now I'm back in editing mode. So I can go to my responses tab up here. And this is where you can turn off to stop accepting responses when you don't want your students to have any other opportunity to go in and edit their responses. I can also see their scores that are here. Up at the top of this responses page, though, I have this little green button for opening a Google Sheet with their responses. And here is where I can see how each student did on the quiz. Even looking in the little arrow here tells me in the corner that they have updated this value. So let's close that out and go back over here. So one of the things that I wanted to show you also is that if I click on a student's name, I can also click right here to see the history. And this shows you how they did each time they tried to take the grade after I've imported again. So each time I import and they've taken the quiz again, you would be able to see how well they did. Next, what I'm going to show you is how to set the settings so that students can take the quiz more than one time, but the grades would not import this way. So I've set up this assignment that way. I'm going to click on the quiz, edit, and what you will notice on the responses tab is that you can see multiple attempts by one person and the date and time in which they attempted it. To do that, we're going to click on the settings and we're going to restrict to our school division so that we can see their email addresses. But we've unchecked limit to one response and unchecked edit after submit. So this time, each time that they click on the quiz, they will be getting a fresh new copy of the quiz. I can also click right here where the green Google Sheets button is. And it's going to open up and show me all of the responses for that quiz for each of the students. So as you can see, I can tell how that they answered each question and what their score was each time that they took it. So I would know how they did for each time. So maybe I wanted to choose the highest score for the student instead of the most recent score. So 3 out of 5, I can go back here and I can manually enter the grade for that one. Okay. When I go to my grades tab, you'll notice for that review where I just manually entered the grade, there is the 3 out of 5. And those are the settings for the two ways that you can set up Google Classroom in order for students to either edit or retake a quiz.